Welcome back, tribe. Switching it up on this one, we're going to see what digital nomads do for a living. A lot of you are asking how to get remote. There's a lot of answers, but obviously I'm not privy to what everybody else is doing. My situation is pretty specific, plus I'm a natural born citizen in Romania as well. I'm also curious what some other people are doing that's allowing them to travel and live basically permanently overseas. So let's see.
Hey guys, so we're here in Bali, Indonesia, and in today's video, we're going to be asking digital nomads what they do for a living. Bali is one of the biggest hubs for remote workers, and we'll be going to a couple different locations today, finding really cool and interesting people to talk to. We'll be asking questions like, how much money do you make? What do you actually do for a living? Advice for aspiring digital nomads, and more. I'm super excited for today's video, so let's go.
And the guy's channel, by the way, is Charlie Chang. If you want to see more of his videos, go over to his channel and check him out.
And what do you do for a living?
So I'm Alona. I'm 20 years old and I'm a front-end engineer.
Why are you in Bali?
Traveling,
Okay.
just living life.
And how long have you been here for?
3 months.
How has been your experience?
Amazing.
What would you say is your favorite part about living abroad?
The people.
Okay.
They're so wholesome. They're amazing. Just welcoming.
And how did you get a remote job that allows you to work from here?
I did a 3-month bootcamp on full stack engineering and I got then a job.
Damn.
And where are you originally from?
Spain.
So if someone else wants to become a digital nomad, what advice would you give them?
Do a 3-month bootcamp.
Can you tell us which one it was?
It was
There you go.
in Barcelona. It's called Code Up. It was fast-paced. I learned so much and I got a job right after.
What are your working hours like?
8 hours a day, but on my time.
What's the biggest misconception people have about digital nomading?
That is difficult. You could study something fast and online, which is really easy right now.
What does your daily schedule look like?
Body Factory. Then I work some more and I just explore.
Would you be willing to share how much money you make?
I can say a rough
Okay.
from 30 a little up.
Is that euros or and any last advice you want to give the audience?
Just go for it. If you
There you
really
go.
want it, go for it.
Cool. Thank you so much. What's your name, age, and what do you do for a living?
My name is Kaya. I'm 22. I'm from Australia and I do social media management for OnlyFans girls.
Okay, how'd you get into that?
My sister, she started in the industry.
Yeah.
When she got into it, I got into it as well. And then they also wanted more like talent manager role sort of
Okay.
thing. So I kind of help out with that as well.
Oh,
Okay, so if
fans.
someone
Got
wants
it.
to do that and work remotely,
Got it. She's O fans.
what
Next.
advice would you give them?
I think there's a lot of agencies out there. So reach out, see if they need any help.
What's your name, age, and what do you do for a living?
So my name's Jules, 38. Me and my wife have a wedding and events business in Bali.
How'd you get into that?
Me and my wife got married in Bali, loved it. And then my wife worked in events and we thought, you know what, we could do that as well. And, moved to Bali at the same time. So, let's give it a try.
And where are you guys originally from?
From Melbourne, Australia.
How has it been working remotely, like having a business here?
It's great. It has its challenges. I think running a Western business in sort of a third world country where things are a little bit sort of less developed and slower paced is challenging. But look, you live in Bali, so you just got to take the good with the bad and be grateful.
What are some of those challenges that come with doing business here?
We're used to being a little bit more fast paced and educated and more technology and things like that. So I think it's a foreign country,
What are the best and worst parts about living here in Bali?
I'd say the best parts are the weather, the people. The worst part, banking, traffic now.
Yeah.
Traffic's getting bad. But otherwise, not too many complaints.
Do you have any advice for people that want to live the digital nomad life?
Just do it. Just go in there and do it. Do your research, just make sure you get set up right, have enough money to sort of get started and then just do it.
Would you be willing to share how much money you make?
6 figures.
Okay.
In terms of Australian dollars.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's years of, running a business and sort of getting it to that point.
Now, for aspiring entrepreneurs, what advice do you have for them?
Plan, find a good network, do your research, and then just take the jump.
What's the most common mistake that people make when they travel here to Bali?
It can be hard to find the rhythm and the balance. So, you got to expect it. You got to work hard and it takes time to settle in. Don't just think it's going to be cocktails and beach clubs.
And then if you could go back to when you were 20 years old, what would you tell yourself?
Stress less about the little things and just, look at making progress every day towards your goals.
I love that. Thank you so much.
I'm Philippe Assef. I'm 30 and I have a SaaS product.
How'd you get into that?
I studied computer science and design back in Paris and Silicon Valley. And so at the end of my school, I wanted to go into entrepreneurship and sounds like build.
Dude, the digital nomads aren't stupid. You see, these people are smart, dude. Software engineers, SaaS business, besides the O fans chick, the rest of these people got their shit together and they are learning very quickly using online tools, which you should be doing as well if you're looking to escape the West. It's a great video. It's showing you an exact example of how people are doing this stuff. Computer science seems to be the number one thing. Not all of us are blessed with coding skills or, learn computer language that easy. But if you want something bad enough, you'll figure out a way somehow, some way.
Doing software was the right thing to do.
What does your software do?
We help any Shopify owner get accurate data.
How's it been living in Bali?
Amazing. Bali is very efficient, saved me a lot of time.
So what does your daily schedule look like?
I will say ice bath, 6, 7, gym, then get into scheduling the day, work, and then cut the fast, come here for coffee, and then go back.
And how long have you lived here for?
2 years now.
What's your favorite part about living here?
How easy is it to balance everything? So I could go for 12 hours of work for 1 or 2 weeks. And then just for like in a sunset, then I have enough to go back. I don't feel like I need a vacation. I don't feel like I need to escape from anything. And I really enjoy that in Bali.
How much do you pay for rent?
In USD, it's close to 2,000.
2,000. Do you have advice for aspiring entrepreneurs that want to start their own business just like you've done?
I think when you start, it's not business, it's personal development. And I think the most important unit is time. And you want to put yourself in a finance position where you have as much time as possible. From there, follow people that really do the work and not the academics.
Okay. So does being in Bali help you with your business?
Definitely. For the type of business I do, it needs a lot of focus, right? Because it's engineering design. So you're solving really hard problems. So your head is loaded all the time. So being able to just like easily empty my head and then go back again, Bali has been very helpful, and being able to train every day and do yoga, keep me really balanced.
Can we ask how much money does your business generate?
We're going to close our first years at 1 million IRA annual revenue.
So if you had to start from zero today, what would you do?
Get to 100K as fast as possible through services and then hold breath to build really good product. That can't be done overnight.
Do you have any final advice for the audience?
Start by the first principles, read really a Lindy book. So it's book that have been around over time and that are still true. And those books have higher chance to be true in the future. By starting there, you're building really strong foundation.
Well, thank you so much. I decided to head back to the villa I was staying at, where I talked to my friend Luca, who's a digital nomad from Australia.
My name's Luca Catalano. I'm 22 years old and I work for an investment fund.
How did you get into that?
I studied finance at college in the US, knew a guy who manages an arbitrage investment fund, and the rest is history.
What is it like living in Bali?
It's a good quality of life here. You look around, it's blue skies, it's cheap living.
Yeah, 22
What's the best
years
part
old.
about working remotely?
Definitely the freedom. I wake up, I go work out, do some work.
Look at everybody has the same day. I wake up on my time, I go to the gym, work out, go for my walk or my run, and then I do my work. Look, this is people, dude, escaping the trap, the rat race. This dude is 22 years old, went to school for finance. Some dude was doing arbitrage and got him in there. There's opportunities all around you. You just have to see them. You have to shift your thinking. A lot of people are focused on the wrong things, and all the opportunities are just flying by. Instead of focusing on what you don't have, what you think you can't do, being afraid of failure, talking negatively about yourself, wasting all the potential you have with all the negative self-talk and doubt, look at what these young people are doing. Use them as motivation. These people aren't better than you. These people aren't smarter than you. These people don't have a gift, a talent, something. Some of them may have fallen into these places out of sheer luck, but the rest of it was work. That chick from the very beginning said, I took classes and I got fast-tracked into software engineering. Come on, man. It's there. The power of the internet, guys. We got to use it. Infinite knowledge is stored on the internet, and you could pull anything, any question you have. If you really want it bad enough, you'll find an answer to your question. You'll get out of the rut you're in. If you're not satisfied with where you're at in life today, if you think you deserve more, if you dream of a different life, you need to create a sense of urgency. I had a thought come into my head while I was walking to the gym, and I have it saved for a future episode on the second channel, but it says, I wrote, you have to create a need to develop a sense of urgency to push you into action. A lot of people don't have that need. There's no need for you to get better. You're content with where you're at. There's no need for you to improve. There's no need for you to figure out a way to escape from your situation. You're content. You have enough. There's no sense of urgency. Your back isn't against the wall. You're not getting thrown out in the street if this fails or succeeds. There's none of that in your life. Therefore, there's nothing springing you forward. There's nothing pushing you to grow. You have no need. Therefore, no sense of urgency. Therefore, no growth is happening. You must develop a need in your life. Whether you got to do this for your kids, whether you got to do this for your loved one, your family, your parents may be getting sick soon. They're getting at that old age. You need to concoct something You want to maybe be looked up by the people you love most. You want to be an example to your friends, your family, whatever it is, man. You have to create this need to give you the urgency to push you forward.
Go for a surf, hang out with friends. As long as you're disciplined enough to continue working, it's okay. But a lot of people you find like they act like they're on holidays and then they don't reach their full potential.
What day-to-day activities do you do that you think other people should do as well?
Sleep is super important. I have the Aura ring. Since I got the Aura, like my productivity's gone through the roof, and try to get 8 hours of sleep every night. Go to sleep at the same time, wake up at the same time. Obviously, you can't always be perfect, but there's a good quote: consistency beats perfection every day of the week. If you can be consistently good, it's better than being perfect for a week and then going off the rails because you can't handle it.
What other things do you do for your health?
Eating clean, like no gluten, no dairy, no seed oils. Obviously, like it's hard to be perfect when you're traveling and everything.
Right. Unfortunately, the microphone died partway through, but Lucas did some really interesting things. He's extremely dedicated to his health, so he was telling me about doing regular cryotherapy and how much it helped him. He also said he wouldn't mind going back to working from an office, as that type of environment helps him out a lot. But for now, the who sat down with me in his cafe. What's your name, age, and what do you do for a living?
Adam Sachs. And what I've been doing for about 20 years is fashion design. It's a special type of design where I take bodysuit, t-shirt, or leggings or a dress, put it on a girl, and take a pair of scissors and cut live on the body as a performance.
And how did you get into entrepreneurship?
Raving in the 90s. Just kind of turned you on the art part of me, you know? I got into clothes just from dressing up and going to the underground parties. Yeah. I was like 19, 20, 21, underground for 2 years, you know, barely saw sunlight.
And you're telling me downstairs you've worked with other brands or you've owned other brands too, right?
Yeah, I was a partner share in the flagship store in Von Dutch in Melrose that I'm sure you know of. Yeah. And the trucker hat. And then I came to Bali years and years later. And now I'm doing Adam Sachs Religion.
Do you find that there are a lot of entrepreneurs in Bali living here?
I think that's all there is really on some level or other. You got the high level like crypto guys and then real estate guys and then the self-help guys and then the teaching people how to teach people how to teach people guys.
How long have you been living here?
3.5 years.
Do you plan to stay for a long time?
Yeah. Of course. Like the answer to that is never want to leave.
I'm curious. Wow. Did you go to college?
I did not.
Do you think a school and college is required to have a good life?
I don't think anything's really necessary to do what you want. If you just tap into it properly, then you could be the teacher very quickly.
You seem to have done a lot of things.
Yeah.
How do you take such fast action consistently for so long?
When I have an idea, I want it done. And I know the steps to do it. So I just go through the motions. So I'm just like, boom. And so the destination isn't the surprise. I already see myself at the destination. So when I get there, I'm like.
So what he's talking about is visualization. It's the stuff that we're covering in this book right here. If you're not part of the private community, you should join. Links are in the description. Psycho-cybernetics right here. It's the stuff on the second channel. You could see I post some of our chats while we're covering the chapters every week. Visualization is extremely key. What he's describing right there, because it'll go right over your head if you're not really privy to this kind of information. He vividly imagines himself at the end with the complete product as if it is real. He's there in the moment. Then his brain will automatically go through the process of problem solving the rest of the road there that's unlit. He just knows there's a path in front of him. The rest of it is dark, but he could see the light on top of the mountain way out there. His brain, as he goes through this journey, is solving all the little obstacles that he may be running into. The important part here is that he vividly thinks of this scenario. Like he sees himself in the day-to-day grinding out. He's in like imagining scenarios where something can go wrong or when things go right or how something should look. And he's like tweaking it in his mind. So by the time the problem actually arises or the scenario arises in the physical world, he's already kind of mentally practiced for it. What these creative people have unlocked is the ability to use their imagination that gives them infinite repetitions as if they're professionals in the real world, simply from all the imagining that they've done of the scenario. So this guy, when he thinks up of a business, he thinks of the business in its infancy, the struggles in the beginning, the middle, the end, and then the end goal of reaching whatever the final image in his head is, the vision. And he goes through that process meticulously in his mind. Your imagination that you had as a little kid is absolutely key in becoming a successful entrepreneur, successful in anything in life. Something as mundane as going into an interview. If you sat down and imagined the interviewer asking you a million questions, even some questions that you may think are unexpected, and you practice for them all the time in your mind, you practice the correct answer, you practice your delivery, everything, all this stuff. By the time you go to your interview, and this was all just in your mind, because that's all you've been thinking about all day, you're going to ace the interview versus somebody that does no mental work in that scenario specifically. And this works for everything, man. It's one of the keys to life. It's what separates the winners from the losers. It's all up here.
Bored, but the journey is the challenge, and that's the satisfying part.
Yeah,
is how I got there.
If you could go back to when you're 20 years old, what would you tell your younger self?
Move to Bali. Living in LA is one experience that fulfilled me, and then living on Koh Samui in Thailand also fulfilled me. But whatever mattered in LA did not matter in Koh Samui. So it was two different contrasts, and I liked them both. But in Bali, it's a mashup of those two things. So I have it all in one day. All day long.
So if someone wants to do the whole digital nomad lifestyle, what advice would you tell them?
All I know is if you love what you do, you're going to find a way to make it work. And you don't do it for money. You do it because you love it, and the money will follow. And that's basically what the book that I wrote is about. It's called Love at First Cut. And it's a book about love. And the moment that I cut it, I generated this frequency of love that was so high that I've been writing on that feeling for 22 years, doing the same thing. I didn't change anything. So if I'm in the center doing that, everything builds around it.
What's been the biggest culture shock living in Bali?
How good the food is. It's just all good. Ingredients are good. Yeah. It's fresh and it's very inexpensive and it's abundant. The plates, even if you're at a basic place, you look at the plate that comes and it looks so beautiful. You know, LA's everything is so salty and fatty and greasy and it's put together terribly.
Can you tell us about a time when you failed and what you learned from it?
It happens all the time, and I've gotten better at recognizing it and then just shifting it like nothing, like I didn't do anything.
That's another key tenet of the book. It's seeing your failures as part of the process of just moving on from them, never dwelling on your failure, never letting your mind focus on the negativity and simply just, oh, I learned from it, move on, keep it pushing. Focus on the end goal, not the failures along the way. Dude, this guy is literally just living the embodiment of one of these books that we're reading right now.
Wrong.
Okay.
It wasn't a failure at all. It was just like a step that needed to be taken to go to the right step.
Any last things you want to leave the audience with?
I believe the universe is made of love and it has a flow called the universal flow. Okay. And if you're doing
anyways,
own their own businesses. What's your name, age, and what do you do for a living?
My name's Ethan. I'm 21 and
21,
I do
bro.
OnlyFans growth.
How'd you get into that?
Before this, we were in the e-commerce space doing a lot of digital marketing, and one day had an idea, saw a gap in the market for marketing, thought we could market models the same way.
Miss
all
Ola,
right,
I'm
dude's just digital pimping. Cool story. Let's see the next one.
You'll win as well.
Love that. Thank you so much. What's your name, age, and what do you do for a living?
My name is Ola. I'm 31 years old and I'm a jewelry designer.
How'd you get into that?
So I started first with fashion. And then later I wanted to change my target. So I wanted to do something for everyone. And this is how I changed my business from fashion to jewelry.
And where are you originally from?
I'm Iraqi, grew up in Austria and just moved to Bali like recently. And I was living in Dubai for 7 years.
How do you like Bali?
I love Bali. Like I'm only 4 months here, but I started already into a real estate here.
Okay.
So I feel real estate in Bali is booming. There is so many opportunities. You can always like find ways to make money here. It's abundant.
Can you tell us more about your business?
So my business is about gemstones, healing gemstones, so very spiritual. So each stone has its own healing benefit and you can choose like...
Bro, you could sell anything in the world today. If you're getting outdone by 31-year-old Ola, if you can't figure out a product to sell, what are you doing with your life? No offense. No offense, boys. Ola, the 31-year-old spiritual gem seller in Bali, is crushing you. What's your excuse? If this chick can make it happen, why can't you? Come on, man. Where's the urgency? Where's the need? What is springing you forward? You got a chick selling spiritual stones with different healing properties. Are you serious? What is she making?
Like what healing you need.
Yeah.
So if you need mood boost or abundance.
That's super cool. How long have you been running this business?
So 2 years now.
Okay.
I have now 3 locations in Dubai in a concept store and
See?
I opened 2 concept stores in Bali.
Can't find how much she makes, but she's got 3 stores in Dubai, 2 in Bali, all those concept stores. She's crushing it. What are the comments saying? I'm curious. These people are crushing it in life, bro, with the most out of the box type of thinking you can imagine. We got here selling gemstones, magic stones. Sorry. Jesus. I really love to see young people doing well and cracking the system. There's hope in this world. Finding people like this who are chasing their dreams shows me what is possible when I put in the work. Indeed. As an 18-year-old full-time college student and part-time barista, it's crazy to see how people are in such different situations than mine. Yeah, this should be inspiring you to change. This should be creating the need for you. Yeah, not afraid of failures. Wow, just amazed that these people living their best life. Yeah, man, that's incredible to see. There's nothing but positivity. There's just people showing you different ways to crack the code and get out the system, the rat race. If you get upset at this video or you feel insecure in any sort of way, that's your sign that you need a change. You're not happy with where you're at in life. And instead of being negative about it, instead of focusing on what you don't have, you should be inspired by some of these people and focus on what you can change and what you can do today. Remember, boys, consistency beats perfection. Like that dude said, just do as much as you can every single day, and you will be surprised at how far you can get in just 1 year alone. Spiritual Stone Aura is crushing it, dude. You can do this. You really can.